to let people intimidate us. We're not going to let them force a change in the way we live. We're not going to let them rule our lives. Well, when people are locked down for so long, when people can't go to work, when the colleges are closed, when we allow ourselves to lock our doors and be frightened, there is a danger. In 4 days, this was brought to an end. But it's clear that there's been a reduction of civil liberties in this country since 9/11. The balance has to be made. We have to be conscious that we don't give in to fear and intimidation that would lead to longer lockdowns of people staying in. There was a tremendous economic cost to this area this week, and so we have to remember that.
Bruce, did you want to add in?
You know what? You can expect in the days and weeks ahead that Al-Qaeda and other extremist groups are going to crow success. We locked down an American city. We were able to force 1 million Bostonians to stay in their homes for a day. But let's not let them preach the outcome here. The city of Boston did the smart thing. Yeah, it cost a buck or two. But that was the right thing to do in order to allow the police to pursue their proper course of action. Al-Qaeda is going to claim success. Al-Qaeda always claims success. Let's not let the terrorists' rhetoric mar the real situation, which is the people of Boston and the police and the intelligence community brought justice to the end at the end of this nightmare.
And Bruce, I also on the note that we're speaking about, there's so many layers to this investigation, which, if are not precedent setting, they're just becoming part of the new normal in terms of how we deal with these situations. We went from a couple days ago, law enforcement officials saying, "Send us your pictures, send us your movies, send us any piece of data you have," because there were so many people with the smartphone technology, hundreds, thousands at the finish line at the Boston Marathon. To this morning, we were reading reports of how one of the most gravely injured people, Jeff Bauman, who lost both his legs at the finish line because he was right next to the first bag that exploded. Apparently, when he came to in the hospital after having emergency surgery, even though he was intubated and couldn't talk, he asked for a piece of paper and wrote down on it that he was standing right next to the bag, saw the guy, looked him in the eye. So a man in the hospital with a double amputee may have been one of the people who helped law enforcement authorities narrow down the scope of their search with all these thousands and thousands of pieces of data that were coming in from the public as well.
Bruce, could you stay with us? But we want to go briefly back to the field because there's quite a celebratory scene going on there. We want to talk to Kevin Sullivan, WBUR's Kevin Sullivan. Kevin, tell us what it's